Stepping from our ordinary world into the fantastical, Immersive XP explores the weird and wonderful imaginations behind a diverse range of themed experiences. From virtual reality to escape rooms to live-action roleplay, nothing is off the table. We'll take a deep dive into what makes these adventures worth attending and which ones to avoid. Join me on a journey to explore the extraordinary and meet the people who make dreams a reality. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Immersive XP. I'm Taylor Forge, your non-binary host based in Southern California, seamstress by trade, super little guy by trauma. Favorite murder mystery, and then there were none.
One little Indian boy left all alone. He went and hanged himself, and then there were none.
Fun fact of the week. Murder mystery party games have had their rise and fall in popularity since the late 1930s. More commonly, though, you'll find social deduction party games such as Werewolf started up since no preparation is required. Anyone can join in a short murder mystery of who the killer is among friends. An early version of this game was called Wink Murder, where a person is secretly selected to be the murderer. This game can be played in a circle or while people are moving around a social event. One person is selected as the detective, and they have to figure out who the murderer is. All players except the detective know who the murderer is, and the murderer has to secretly wink at someone, which means they are now dead. The detective gets 3 guesses as to who the murderer is, but another innocent person dies each time the detective guesses incorrectly. There are numerous other versions of Wink Murder, but it definitely inspired more advanced games still played today. This week's episode is a hard mode, which is any immersive experience with a higher barrier to entry. This can be because of high cost, high involvement requirements, etc. This one is a low cost, but a high level of involvement. Dial for Murder, an organized murder mystery company, returned this spring for a radical one-night-only event. Skizzlz 84. 84. Skizzlz 84. 84. Attendees become part of 1984, where you play a member of a band, attending the album release party for Skizzl's new album, Lick My Monkey. Don't do that. Please don't lick a monkey. That's not part of this script, but... You're there in hopes of getting the featured spot on VidTV by any means necessary. There's just one hiccup. The lead singer of Skizzlz, Simon Lamal, died in a crazy electrocution accident while recording the album. While a replacement singer stolen from another band has filled in to finish the album, lots of suspicion, heartbreak, and betrayal is bound to happen. Big names in the industry are watching, and what you do and say may swing favor with them. Let's step back a little bit first before hopping into the party. How does this work? When tickets go up, Dial for Murder has a questionnaire you fill out so they can give you a character role that fits your wants. For Skizzlz 84, there were questions like, how comfortable are you being the center of attention? Do you prefer to play over the top, or would you rather be sly and off to the sidelines? They also had a list to choose from of character qualities, band styles, and clothing aesthetics. Based on your selections and responses, they sent out character sheets a week before the event. As someone who's been LARPing for over a decade, the information sheets I received were very intimidating. 3 pages included each member of the fictitious bands, who all the VidTV executives are, and who is running the event. Then, 6 pages of information about what happened prior to the party, who your character is, who your band is, your relationship to some of the characters, and your goals. While I thoroughly read all the information and made notes based on my personal goals, not as many people, as I learned later on, were quite as well prepared as I was. For a 2-hour-long murder mystery, I felt a bit overwhelmed by the amount of goals I had ahead of me. It seems like solving the murder was the least of my concerns. So who was I? The amelodic, vocal tone singer, Troon of K9. The Eurogoth German band touring from Berlin. Please don't ask about my accent, I did not do well. We are pretentious and want everyone to know about our manifesto. Our manifesto is about art, life, death, and getting rid of vampires. Did I forgot to mention that this party had vampires? Because we are creative geniuses, we refuse to use organic instruments and electric only. Our lead singer, John St. Paul, left us for Skizzlz. Oh, the betrayal. He's clearly under some sort of vampire mind control. My goals for the evening were to tell everyone about the manifesto. Our band K9 was allowed to make stuff up, but I brought a silly roll of parchment paper with my made-up manifesto. 2. Find vampires at the party and neutralize them. Vampires are not allowed to be featured on VidTV. 3. Find the recipe for new Coke. Each band had 4. Figure out why John St. Paul left the band. 5. Stop Earl and Phoenix from getting married. 6. Stop the band Whack the from castle doing must a fake fundraiser at all costs. And 7. Get featured on VidTV. This probably sounds like a lot of goals for 2 hours, and it absolutely was. Especially because figuring out who the murderer wasn't even on the list. Before the event started, we had an hour to talk to people out of character, coordinate, discuss plans, and see who was who. There were a few additional rules announced, including that we didn't have to know everything on the character sheets. Oops, that's too late for me. We had to be in character the whole time. We were not allowed to lie when asked a direct question, but we could be coy. No physical altercations. If given an action card by staff, you must complete it as soon as possible. And no killing or dying unless you were given an action card to do so. From there, the evening was chaotic and so much fun. I played a stoic and aggressive band member with a plan. We may have killed a vampire with a stake to the heart, grilled medium rare, and got away with it. Troon also got married to Perp Earl in a master plan to get the Lamal Castle. Each member of K9 was incredible, and while most people assumed we were the vampires due to our gothic aesthetic, we made sure to rebuke such nonsense with our manifesto. The evening ended with announcements on who the murderer was, Perp Earl, oops, I married a murderer. The next feature of VidTV, the all-girl band KY Jelly, which was well-deserved, and who got to claim the Lamal Castle. What a gnarly ride. Things I liked. While a lot of information was given ahead of time, I appreciated the effort put into making this tongue-in-cheek world feel more real. There was a lot of inspiration from real-world bands and characters from the 80s that made the night feel very goofy. Everyone who attended was completely into being in character and ready to backstab anyone to achieve their goals. While the costumes ranged from over-the-top incredible to some effort, everyone made sure to roleplay the entire time. There was never a lack of something to do. With so much packed into so little time, there were constant conversations, deals to be had, and more. I felt like if I even went to the restroom, I would miss something. Things I didn't like. My opinion, there was too much information front-loaded before the event. If there were half the number of goals, I would have felt a lot less anxious walking in. Each person and band had goals to complete and people to talk to, so catching someone not in the middle of a conversation was nearly impossible. While I thought action cards were fun, additional distractions during the limited time added too much to the chaos. Either there are fewer goals with the addition of action cards or multiple goals with no action cards. It shouldn't be both. For a murder mystery event, the focus on the murder was close to none. It didn't feel like there were clues given that could be discovered to help solve it. Also, when it came time to announce who the murderer was, there was no allowance for people to make guesses or any recognition for people who achieved major goals. It was very anticlimactic. As for accessibility, Dial for Murder changes locations for each event depending on the theme and availability. This one was located in a confusingly located pub in downtown Pasadena. While the vibe was great for a grungy album release party, there were a lot of issues that I would hope Dial for Murder keeps in mind for the future. The location was not wheelchair accessible and cramped, but it had an indoor and outdoor space. The bathrooms were also not wheelchair accessible, and the bathroom stalls seemed to lack a very important feature: locks. The pub was also dimly lit, so I had multiple people ask me for help reading their action cards because my eyesight was better. For parlor LARPs and murder mystery parties in general like this, keep in mind sensitive themes will be present and the noise level will be likely pretty high. As for the audience, Dial for Murder's age group appears to be on average 45 years old, but you'll have a great time as long as you're above the required age of 21 years. Most locations tend to be in bars, so also keep that in mind. When filling out the questionnaire about your character, you can let them know if there are any people you would like to hang out with. My friend Toya was my fellow bandmate in K9, so we had plenty of time together. If you have a group of friends or a partner you would like to have connections with, Dial for Murder will do their best to accommodate. For the price? The cost of this 2 to 3 hour event was only $40. Considering how much effort was put into writing up all the character sheets and the extremely quick email responses I received, I'm blown away. I could also see them potentially charging more in the future to put forward prizes or other keepsakes, so people could be rewarded for solving the murder or completing other goals. I would have also loved to have a keepsake inspired by my band to take home if given the option. Overall, Dial for Murder is a company I will keep an eye out for in the future. I would love to invite more of my LARP friends to join me no matter the theme. While there are some things that would have made the evening smoother, I still will recommend people giving it a try. Hopefully, they also choose more accessible locations with better lighting to read action cards. Until next time, the Manifesto! Art is life. Art is in death. Vampires who defy both must be banished. That's it. Check out our website, immersivexps.com, to join our free Ko-fi, which will have visuals and additional content of the immersive experiences discussed in each episode. If you are an immersive experience artist or creator, no matter how small, consider contacting us so you can take part on a future podcast. This podcast is recorded and produced by SoCal Podcast Studio in Orange County. Thanks for listening. '84.